Dear students, welcome in 9th standard geography video class. In last lesson we have completed second lesson endogenic movements. So today we are going to start third lesson. So I explained endogenic processes means internal movements in the earth. Inside the earth continuous some internal movements takes place. Due to these internal movements some landforms are produced. Internal movements are of two types: sudden earth movements and slow earth movements. So we have studied detailed about these two movements in last lesson. So third lesson we are going to start. It is an exogenetic process. So before we start this lesson, some concepts are there. Okay, so we will revise these concepts. So students, gravitational force means what? Okay, earth attracts all the things towards itself. It is called earth's gravitational force. Solar energy means sun's energy is called solar energy. Solar energy, gravitational force, these are the natural phenomena, and all these things which has mass get attracted towards the earth. For example, a ball is thrown upwards, comes downwards. Water falls from great height. It is also a gravitational energy. Kinetic energy, you have studied kinetic energy in science. So in geography also kinetic energy is there. So what is kinetic energy? Energy which is produced due to the motion of the object is called kinetic energy. In flowing water, kinetic energy is there. A bullet fired from the gun, it is due to kinetic energy. And wind is also a kinetic energy. So I have explained gravitational force, kinetic energy and solar energy. So on the earth, external processes, external movements takes place. External process occurs due to the kinetic energy, due to the gravitational force. Students, landforms formed on the earth's surface as a result of internal movement are called primary and secondary landforms. So inside the earth, continuous some movements takes place, and due to these internal movements some primary and secondary landforms are formed. Which are the primary and secondary landforms? Continents, mountains, plateaus and plains. These are the primary and secondary landforms which are formed due to the internal movements. Because of external movements, because of the external process, which are the external process? Weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition. The primary and secondary landforms gives way to the tertiary landforms. So external processes are weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. So in this lesson we are going to study weathering concept, and due to this weathering concept, weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition, secondary landforms, tertiary landforms are formed. Tertiary landforms are formed from secondary and primary landforms. So students, primary and secondary landforms are formed due to internal movements, and tertiary landforms are formed due to external movements. Which are the external movements? External movements are weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. Internal movements were earthquakes, volcanoes, these were internal movements, and external movements are weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. So we are going to study in this lesson types of weathering and the reasons of weathering. Types of weathering and reasons of weathering. Dear students, observe page number 23. On page number 23, figure 3.1 is there. 3.1a is exfoliation of dome-shaped hill, and it is a mechanical weathering. Figure 3.1b is there. It is block disintegration. It is also a mechanical weathering. Third, 3.1c is shattering. It is also a mechanical weathering. So exfoliation, block disintegration, shattering, these are causes due to mechanical weathering. 3.1d is there. It is oxidation. Oxidation occurs due to chemical weathering. And 3.1e is there. The picture is about biological weathering. 3.1f is there. That is also a biological weathering. 3.1e, biological weathering is there. Biological weathering due to ant, rat, mice, and here 3.1F biological withering due to the roots of plants. 3.1G is there, it is chemical withering, and 3.1H is there, it is also a chemical withering. So you have understood that there are three types of withering: mechanical withering, chemical withering, and biological withering. Let's study about mechanical withering. Mechanical withering occurs due to frost, due to temperature, due to cold, and chemical withering occurs due to chemicals. Okay, mechanical withering is also occurs due to pressure. Okay, and chemical withering occurs due to chemicals, and biological withering occurs due to insects, ant, earthworm, and plants. But what is this withering? Withering means weakening of rock or breaking of rock into pieces. Withering means breaking of rock into pieces or weakening of rock. There are three types of withering: mechanical withering, chemical withering, and biological withering. So let's study about mechanical withering. As I said you, withering is of three types: mechanical withering, chemical withering, and biological withering. So now we will start mechanical withering. Mechanical withering is also called physical withering. Mechanical withering is dominant, powerful more in arid climate. Arid climate means dry climate. And chemical withering is dominant in humid climate. Biological withering occurs due to the living organisms. So dear students, we'll start mechanical withering. For understanding mechanical withering, you have to do one simple activity. Take one onion, cut it in the middle, observe the parts. You have to take an onion, cut it into the 4 parts and observe the parts. Try to remove each layer of these parts. Remove the onions each layer, and you will notice that just as we can remove each and every outer layer of the onion, in same manner rock also undergoes such process. Okay, as we remove the onion's cover, like same rock undergoes same process. Okay, the exposed part of onion is, so you can see 3.1 figure, 3.1 exfoliation. So outer layers of the rocks fall apart from the main rock, and this is called exfoliation of the rock. So exposed part of rock is heated more and inner part is comparatively cooler. So outer layer of the rock fall apart from the main rock, and it is called exfoliation of the rock. Mechanical withering occurs due to temperature, frost, crystal growth, pressure release, and water. So how temperature is responsible for mechanical withering? Due to temperature, minerals in the rocks expand because of heat and contract as temperature decreases. Due to continuous contracts and expanding, tension develops in the rock, and every mineral reacts differently to temperature. Some minerals expand more while others do not expand. Hence the tension formed in the rock increases and decreases. As a result, rock cracks develops, and as the crack develops, rocks break. So it is a mechanical withering. Mechanical withering causes due to temperature. So in the areas where diurnal range means minimum and difference between the minimum and maximum temperature is called diurnal range. So in areas where diurnal range is higher, means temperature between minimum and maximum temperature difference is higher, it is called diurnal range. In such areas where the diurnal range is higher, withering is common. Withering is common in hot deserts. Now we will study about the next factor which is responsible for mechanical withering. It is frost. Frost is also responsible for mechanical withering. So frost. Due to low temperature, water vapors in the air directly converts into snow particles, and it is called frost. Due to low temperature, water vapors in the air directly converts into snow particles, and it is called frost. As we all know, when water freezes, its volume increases, and when temperature drops or falls below 0 degrees Celsius, which is water which is accumulated in cracks and crevices freezes, its volume increases. So what happens? In the cracks, water get accumulated, that water converts into ice, its volume increases, and as its volume increases, cracks gets widened. Okay, and tension is created in the cracks, and due to tension, okay, rock breaks or rock shatter. Shatter means breaks into small pieces. Water get accumulated in the cracks. Due to low temperature, it converts into frost, and as its volume increases, tension get created in the cracks of the rocks, and rocks breaks into pieces. So it is called exfoliation, or it is a mechanical withering. So due to crystal growth also mechanical withering takes place. Okay, crystal growth is also a mechanical withering. Coasts are having rocks. Okay, in many coasts you will get to see rocks. Such coasts are called rocky coast. Rocky coast means coast which is having rocks is called rocky coast. To such a rocky coast, waves of the sea hit, and sea water in the coastline. Sea water is alkaline, and this alkaline water means base, which is having basic. Okay, so such base water, alkaline water enters into the cracks of rocks, and hence some minerals get dissolved in this water. Hence small hole develop in the rocks, and this alkaline water gets stored in the holes, and due to heat, this water turns into water vapor, and crystal of alkaline material remain in the holes in the holes of the rocks, and this crystal occupies more space in rock. Okay, and due to this hole, okay, rock looks like honeycomb. So students, crystal growth means in coastal area, rocky coastal area, sea waves get hits to these rocks. Okay, and some minerals get dissolved in this water. As minerals are getting dissolved in this water, holes get created in these rocks. Okay, and in these holes, water get accumulated. Okay, and due to heat, whatever water is accumulated, it turns into vapor, and crystals, some minerals remains in the holes. Okay, remains in the holes, and this crystal occupies more space in the rock, and okay, and due to this hole, rock look like a honeycomb. Such type of withering is called alkaline withering. It is alkaline withering. It is a mechanical type of withering. So next factor is responsible for withering, mechanical withering, is release pressure. Release pressure is also a type of mechanical withering. In this type, outer layer of rock exert pressure on the inner layer. Rock's outer layer exerts pressure rock's inner layers, and when this pressure is out of limit, it causes withering, and due to this pressure, rock breaks down. It is a release pressure. Withering due to release pressure, and mechanical withering due to water. We are going to see in heavy rainfall area, rock soaks water, rock absorbs water, hence rock breaks, and it leads to the breaking of rock, and it is when rock breaks, it is called withering. So it is a mechanical type of withering. Let's see how rock like sandstone is formed. Sandstone is formed due to the conglomeration of pebbles, mud. Okay, when pebble and mud comes together, it is called conglomeration. Okay, and when pebbles and muds comes together, okay, its cluster is formed, its ball is formed. That forming a ball, that process is called agglomeration. Okay, conglomerate means pebbles and mud, they form a cluster, it is called conglomeration. And agglomeration means when pebbles, mud, it's come together and its cluster is formed, its ball is formed, it is called agglomeration. So due to this conglomeration and agglomeration, okay, sandstone is formed. Say when water penetrates into this limestone, okay, so in limestone, such rock particles get loose. When water enters in limestone, rock particle get loose and these rock particles get separated from main rock, and such type of weathering it's called granular weathering. How sandstone is formed? Sandstone is formed due to conglomeration. Conglomeration means pebbles and mud, it comes together and rock is formed, cluster is formed. It is called conglomeration. When its cluster is formed, it is called agglomeration. Okay, in this way sandstone is formed, and when water penetrates into the sandstone, okay, rock particles get separated from the main rock, and such type of weathering is a mechanical weathering, and this weathering is called granular weathering. Due to such weathering, grains of rocks get separated. Due to temperature, water, rocks get separated from its joints. Okay, big blocks of rocks get separated from the main rock, and this type of mechanical weathering is called block disintegration. Okay, rock breaks into blocks, and it is called block disintegration. Block disintegration is a mechanical type of weathering. So students, in this video we have studied mechanical weathering, which is caused due to temperature, water, pressure and frost, exfoliation, alkaline crystallization, granular weathering, block disintegration and crystal growth. Okay, these are the types of mechanical weathering. In next video we are going to study chemical weathering and biological weathering. Thank you. Goodbye.